G'day folks, in this video I'm going to unbox and review this 4x5x6. Alright, now this of course is from Cubes, and big thanks to Cubes for sending this one over for me to review. And this is an Mf8 product. It is in original coloured plastic. No one knows whether they'll ever produce it in black plastic or not, so you take what you can get these days. So we can see here it's full function. You don't know, maybe remember 10, 12 years ago when the 2x3x4 and the 3x4x5 were released. This is actually not an original 2x3x4. I bought this recently. This one, the 3x4x5, I actually can't remember whether this is my original one. It turns so incredibly well. I tend to think that it probably is, but I can't guarantee that. The 2x3x4 doesn't turn quite as well. They're both Mf8 products, but as it won't turn, it does actually turn. You can kind of, sometimes they just change the process of doing things, but these were the original 2x3x4, 3x4x5, and so now this is the next offering from Mf8 in this series. And it's called Full Function, I believe, because there were always issues with both of the other ones where they would internally block. So I'm presuming that means there's going to be no internal blocking. There was a way to get out of it, but it was pretty annoying, to be honest. So there's nothing else in the box here, so I don't know. Often they have other products on their boxes. Let's have a look at this, see what we've got. Okay, so this is the standard color scheme at the moment that they're using. I do like that they have more white and yellow, so they've chosen that for the larger faces. I guess some people would say, look, I just want white and yellow on the top. That's fine. I'd probably be happy with that as well. But you can see, yep, the stickering, as far as the stickering goes, it's not great. Having said that, I don't really blame the factory workers, because they must end up, if they're doing this all day, that's almost abuse. So I'm happy to sticker stuff myself. By which I mean get my daughter to do it, and there would be a much better job than this. This is not terrible by any means. Nothing's really standing out, but if you have a close look, you can kind of see things are rotated a little bit when they shouldn't be, and all of that sort of stuff. So anyway, there's no issues with the stickers apart from the placement. So the 4x5x6, it's the big brother of this thing. So that's really the set now. You can see how quickly certainly this one's much bigger than this one. The size difference here is not as big as this. So you can see the cubies have been made smaller than these ones. I think that's a good move. I think it would get pretty big pretty quickly otherwise. So let's have a look at the turning first of all, see if it does turn. It's Mf8, so it's hit and miss. Now that, you can just see that sticker there is starting to, I don't like that, peeling already. Let's see what this is like. Is there any lube? I'm trying to see if there's lube. There might actually be. I think there might be a little bit of lube there. I can see some sort of... Yeah, that's not too bad. I always hate it when people do reviews or unboxings and they'll turn it like that, and then they'll try and turn it back and it doesn't turn, and they keep turning it the first way and go, yep, turns pretty well. Hey, I may have even done it myself once or twice, but generally, if it's going to turn, it's got to turn both ways. So, whoop, something's just come out there. So you can't be too quick, obviously. With this one, let's try and get that matched back up. That just goes straight back in. It should. Ooh, not a speed cube. Did I put that on correctly? I'm pretty sure I did. Let's just make sure that is definitely on correctly now. Is that going to be an issue? Ooh, maybe it will. Okay, kids, no speed cubing. Let's just see. I'm being quite a bit more gentle now because I'm concerned for the safety of these pieces. That seems okay. What you don't want is for stuff to be kind of flying out when you're in mid-solve or mid-algorithm, things like that. So that's those faces. They're okay. Let's try it. What did I turn? The 4x5. Let's try the 4x6 faces. That's quite nice. No problem there. That's a little bit chunkier. I wonder if the outer faces are all okay. You can see it is a little bit catchy on the outer face there. Look very carefully, you might be able to see little gaps in the pieces. I get why they do it, costs less. I don't like it. Just make them all like this. Is it really that big a deal? I'd probably rather pay a little bit extra. You can see that just doesn't look good with those gaps there. And I know a lot of companies are doing it and they're trying to save money, and that's fine. So these, what was I just turning? 4x5 faces, I think they're okay. The 4, they're not quite as good as these ones. The 5x6. Still learning my numbers. Now, I don't know if I should expect these to turn less better as I go on. I'm really not sure. You can see it seems to be turning quite well that way. And then I turn it back and it's just, there's probably a thing about sort of gripping it in the right spot, putting pressure in the right spot as you're turning it. That's okay. I sort of would expect that to be nice. Okay, not too bad. Certainly way better than the worst I've ever seen. And also not brilliant. So what I want to do now is just give it a bit of a scramble. I don't always scramble these things, and I've just decided I'll throw caution to the wind. I've got no idea how to solve this thing. I can't remember how to solve the 2x3x4 or the 3x4x5. I'll have to look up and watch my own videos to work out how to do that. But how would we scramble this? We know on these puzzles that if we turn it that way, because of the gap of 1 between each layer, I can't go ahead and turn anything. However, what about this? If I turn it that way, now I've got that turnage there. So that's going to provide the shape-shifting element to it. So I'm guessing what I really want to do, not happy with how that's just not turning around. I really want to just start doing some 180s initially on each face. And when I'm happy with that, then do the shape-shifting. The fact that it only shape-shifts sort of on one layer does add its own set of challenges, because you might think, oh, well, isn't that going to make it easier? Well, not necessarily, because you can't always do the same algorithms that you might normally do. For example, if I might normally, let's see if I can demonstrate it on this face. Yeah, let's say I might normally want to turn the upper face 90 degrees and then turn a side face. Well, I can't do that anymore. I've actually got to do 180 to make that happen. So anyway, how are we looking? That's not looking overly scrambled. What do I do here to get it better? I am still being quite ginger on this because I'm slightly concerned is the wrong word. More like just don't want it to fly apart unnecessarily. It doesn't feel like it's going to, if I'm being honest. It's just more, it's not a super awesomely turning puzzle, so who knows. That's almost, just for this demonstration, that's almost enough of a scramble. So do your 180s, and then which face was it? It must be the 3, is it the, hang on, it's a 4x5x6. Must be the 4x6 face, I think. Have I got that right? I do have that right. Okay, so if you turn the 4x6 faces, then we can do some shape shifting. So I don't know if there's any benefit to doing things like this first. I don't think there is. Turn that like that. Go do some shape shifting. And of course, as a shape shift, I can't just turn it 90. I've got to do the 180s in order to continue doing some more turns. So I think it's this layer, almost holding that as my front face now and saying, rightio, what can I do with this as my front face? I've got to turn ups, downs, lefts and rights 180 all the time in order to continue doing some shape shifting. So I can't just stop there. And I can, it's scrambled, but really the only thing I can kind of do is turn it another 90 or back to where it came from. Can I get it better than this? Surely. What if I do that and then around to there? I'm really not sure if it's possible to make it not symmetrical. That's really what I'm getting at. If I do that, I just can't stop there. So every time I do this, and can I turn that? I can actually turn that 90 degrees. Maybe that's the go. Come on. You can just see it's pushing that little piece there. It wants to kind of try and push it out. That's what I'm being a little bit wary of. Oh, no, can't do that. That's better, I think. Yeah, I guess you can see what I'm trying to get at. And it'd be nice if it stopped there, but it doesn't. I think with the shape shifting, the thing where those pieces that aren't filled in, where that's going to become a little bit of an issue potentially, is if you can start seeing them on your shape-shifted puzzle. Now, if I want to go from there, really the only thing that I think I can do is that sort of thing, which certainly looks better, but there's not a whole lot I can do apart from putting that back, because the only place that I can turn this, which is it any at the moment? I don't think it's any. So anyway, that's what it's looking like shape-shifted. So that's the 4x5x6 from Mf8. Turning reasonable, certainly not brilliantly and certainly not terribly. Just be careful. It looks like it's going to need a bit of breaking in as we go. As I said at the start, absolutely no guarantee whether black plastic is going to come out at all. So if you're interested in one of these, you better get your hands on one now. You can get them from Cubes, of course, who sent me the puzzle. You can get them from a bunch of other places as well. There you have it, the Mf8 4x5x6.